I'm Gail Harris, and I'm still working with Lima Charlie News at the Intelligence and National Security Summit. I'm with Colonel Sovada and Lieutenant Young. My last job in the Navy was I was chosen to be the lead for the Department of Defense, with defining what role, if any, the intelligence community would play in cyber. Believe it or not, when the problem first became apparent, most people thought that cyber was more for the IT folks, the J6s of the world, and not the J2s or the N2s or the A2s. And I'm happy to say that that's not even an issue anymore. And so I see you guys here are talking about cyber. So if you could, just give me your role here in participating in this conference, educating the public, that type of thing.
This is the cyber proving grounds. So essentially we're taking emerging technologies and capabilities and concepts and merging them with our cyber operators' needs of today, and trying to figure out how to do that more rapidly, more quickly. We have folks who are in their garages building very unique, game-changing technologies, disruptive technologies that we're just not attuned to. We don't have sight on. And this is a way, an avenue for them to bring them in and demonstrate their abilities to our warfighters today.
That is awesome. How does the cyber chain of command go? I mean, are you associated with Cyber Command, or are you working strictly for the Air Force Cyber Command? How does that work these days?
So I'm actually not part of Cyber Command at all. I came and talked to the lieutenant to see what he was doing here, because my role here is I actually work for the woman in charge of Air Force intelligence. So Lieutenant General Jameson is my boss, and she has me doing outreach to the universities, nonprofits, think tanks, and the small to medium businesses that don't currently work in the federal sector. And so I was trying to figure out what kind of partnership we could have and what we do to make the communities work better together.
Well, this is awesome, because I think it kind of illustrates why we have these conferences, why SC and NSA sponsor that, so that we can introduce people who are working similar areas and then maybe form future partnerships.
Absolutely. This is one of those places that is rare, where you find people from all across the communities, whether it is cyber, whether it is communications, whether it's intelligence. You have it all here, not only the companies representing themselves, but industry partners that don't have booths, and then you have the people who are working in government on a regular basis trying to make the partnerships better.
That is awesome. Lieutenant Young, what got you involved in cyber? I know nowadays people are born smart in cyber. I saw a 2-year-old on the airplane working an iPad, something I can't even do.
Well, funny thing you mention it is my first duty station is at Lackland Air Force Base, and San Antonio is considered like the Cyber USA, the Cyber City USA. So working down at Lackland, that's how I got introduced to the cyber community and what they have to offer.
Well, I want to thank you both for taking the time to talk with us. If there was one point that you would like to make to encourage people to participate in events like this, what would they be? What would you say?
My one point would be is that the government and industry, the public-private partnership that has to exist, needs to be stronger, and the only way you can do that is by meeting people and engaging and building relationships. So come to these events to do that.
Thank you.
And just to piggyback off of the Colonel, I would say the same thing. It's just coming out here, talking, engaging with each other, figuring out what bonds we can have with the industry, academia, labs, knowing who our partners are and what we're doing, so that way we're not doing stovepipes of excellence. We're doing it laterally across the board.
All right, Lima Charlie, out.